I have a lot of cooking to do today in this video between the 7 lasagnas that I made all at one time, the homemade bread, the red beans and rice. If you are looking for some large family meal prep inspiration, some cook with me videos, this is gonna be the video for you. So hit that thumbs up button for the algorithm and let's get cooking. I am trying to make 7 lasagnas right now. The washing machine is too loud. So I have 7 pounds of ground beef that I already cooked up, and I'm gonna add 7 jars of sauce, I think. We're gonna see what it looks like. To mix up our sauce, I'm gonna mix up my cottage cheese mixture because I prefer cottage cheese over ricotta when I'm cooking lasagna. And I have a ton of these oven-ready lasagna boxes along with 7 foil pans. Here's what happened. So on Lasagna Love, it's a website that matches people who need a meal with people who are willing to give a meal. My area had a ton of non-matched people because I guess in my area, not enough people signed up to do it. So they just sent an email out to everyone that lives in my state, I think, with just a list of unmatched people and who's willing to do this one. I was like, I can do these like 10. And I've had a few people not respond back to me, so I'll probably not do anything there. I normally make my own homemade lasagna sauce with this many. We just gotta do what we gotta do, you know what I mean? So I have all these ragouts that I got from Ibotta like last year. They're still good, 2022. So I thought these would make a much easier sauce. So I'm making 7 lasagnas to take to people. So I'm making them today. I'm gonna stick them in the fridge and we're delivering tomorrow is what we're doing. Bulk lasagnas it is. So we gotta mix up my sauce and meat mixture. And then I had one girl ask me to hold the noodles because she had gastric bypass and couldn't do the noodles. So I tried to find some kind of pre-made like veggie noodle. Couldn't find it. I looked in 3 stores. Okay, that is not enough sauce. Okay, I think I need at least 2 more of these. Anyway, the lady with the noodles, or no noodles, asked me to hold the noodles. I think it's just gonna be like sauce, cheese. Because I'm trying to do so many quickly, I didn't have time to like make my own zucchini noodles or whatever. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use 7 jars of sauce, holy moly. Definitely got some of those out of my food storage room, and I did get all this ground beef for my freezer, my very, very full freezer of beef, so I was able to clear out 7 pounds of ground beef today. Wow. This is a 13-quart mixing bowl and it's full. I don't usually cook in bulk quite like this, but it actually looks pretty good. 7 pounds of ground beef, 7 jars of sauce, and I'm gonna mix up my cottage cheese real quick. All right, this is getting really crazy. In this bowl, I have 2.5 of these. This is a 3-pound container of cottage cheese. I have 2.5 of these, almost an entire one of these. And then like 4 tablespoons of Italian seasoning and dried oregano, which I will now stir. And this is gonna be our cheese filling. And then I think we are about ready to build. So I have my sauce, my cheese here, my noodles, and my mozzarella cheese. So we're gonna build until we can build no more. I just got back from the gym, so I, you know, kind of look like this, but I did wash my hands. Now, when I was growing up, there were several meals that my mom made all the time. And because my mom is from Louisiana, red beans and rice was one of those meals. Red beans and rice is one of my absolute favorite all-time meals. If you asked me to pick a top 5, it would be on there. I had almost everything I needed except for one thing, which was a ham bone or a ham hock. But my mom said she frequently would use a ham steak. So I did run to my grocery store, pick up a ham steak, and everything else I already had. And I just feel like this like warm, comforting, salty, spicy dish is going to be inexpensive to make. It will feed a lot of people, and it is 38 degrees Fahrenheit outside here in Idaho. Hallelujah.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
I'm making it in my crock pot, which, oh, you can't even see it. There we go. Making it in the crock pot. So let me show you how to throw this together. It is so easy. It is so easy to do this. I would definitely say red beans and rice is a lot like chili. Like everyone makes it a little bit differently. There's no real wrong way to make it as long as you have some basic staples. Let me get started. Let's add everything and then we'll add the beans on top because I kind of didn't measure how many beans I have. So I have a couple stalks of celery, 2 small onions. I'm not adding garlic in mine because my mom never added garlic because she doesn't like garlic. But garlic is also acceptable along with some bell pepper, which I don't have, and I don't really remember my mom adding that either. But here we go, all in the crock pot. Next up, we have some bay leaves. I have some fresh bay leaves. You can keep these in the freezer. So I have 3 of those. Those will go in. Our ham steak or ham bone or whatever, you can dump that right in. I have also definitely made this on the stove. You just simmer it for like 2 to 3 hours and it's fine. Here come the beans. I just dumped an entire mason jar, like a 1 quart mason jar of dried kidney beans into some cold water last night. And then this morning I rinsed them off. So these have soaked overnight in cold water. I feel like it's kind of essential for these because these are old. These have been in my food storage for a while. And I don't think I'm gonna get to fit all of them in here because it looks like too many. We're gonna just like do the best we can, I guess. Normally I'd say a 1 pound bag is fine, but I didn't measure, so I would assume this is closer to 2 pounds. So I'm just, and these are gonna get bigger too, so I'm just gonna, I don't know. I need them to have room to get bigger. So I have a few left, but like 1.5 inches, 2 inches from the top of that. Couple more ingredients. I'm gonna throw in some chicken broth. The piece de resistance, Uncle Tony's. This is a staple in any Southern Louisiana household. My grandpa didn't eat anything without this on it. We're just gonna do water and then add our flavors or spices or whatever. It does need to be covered, so I do need more than this. Okay, what do we think? That is very full, okay. And I probably did at least 10 cups of water, which is a good amount of chicken broth. So I'm just gonna do 2 heaping spoonfuls there. It's close, you know, I'm measuring with my heart today. Because when you make red beans and rice, or gumbo for that matter, you measure with your heart. The Tony's goes in and treat it like salt. If you've never used it before, just treat it like salt. Add it as if you were adding salt. A generous sprinkle. Don't inhale it. I got pepper sprayed myself. Don't worry, I'm fine, I'm fine. Okay, that was probably at least a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half. You can always add more. So I'm just kind of getting all that mixed together. I'm feeling like that feels pretty good. Maybe some more beans, maybe a few more. Oh my gosh. Yeah, don't breathe in the Tony's, holy moly. And that's essentially it. So I have my crock pot on high, lid's going on. I'll see you at the end of the day. After your beans are soft, you wanna taste your broth for seasoning. This is perfect. It's delicious. It doesn't need any more seasonings on it. And you serve it over a bed of rice. It is supposed to be a little on the liquidy side, more of a stew than a soup. If you're feeling sassy, go ahead and add some Tabasco to that, because I know my mom would. I am just whipping up some homemade bread. It is 7 p.m., but I think I can have it done in 2 hours with the rising time and everything. So in here I just have some hot water, yeast, and sugar. I'm gonna use this bread flour here. Some salt, that's almost gone. And this is the recipe that I'm using. Also have it linked down below. This makes 4 loaves, this version. So if you don't want that many, just cut it in half. I'm about to add the oil, salt, flour. I'm not doing the gluten because I'm using white flour. Knead it for a little bit and let it rise. I don't have enough hands to do this and hold the camera. Okay, in comes the flour. I don't like to put all of it in at one time because you just don't know like how packed down this flour is. Man, that's not even a cup. Oh my gosh. It calls for 10 to 12 cups, so I'll probably start with 5 or 6. Let it run for a bit in my Bosch mixer. This is the mixer that I have. I've had it since I got married, so this is now 18 years old, but they do make an upgraded version. I'll see if I can find it online. I think the Pleasant Hill grain is maybe your best option, but I'm like heaping cup. It's more about what it looks like, less about the measurement. That probably feels like 5-ish. Okay, I just added some coconut oil for my oil. You could use melted butter or vegetable oil or whatever. It totally doesn't matter. Wow, I am not left-handed. Just call me a professional videographer, okay. And after letting the dough rise for an hour and it got all big and floofy, I dumped it onto a clean counter with some flour, kind of kneaded out the big bubbles and used my pastry chopper thingy. I don't know what that thing's called. Pastry chopper? What is that? Anyway, I sectioned it out into like 4 even-ish sized chunks of dough, put them in my long loaf pans, let them rise for another 20 minutes or so, and then baked them in the oven. And they turned out nice and delicious. And I'm telling you what, there is almost nothing better than fresh bread. Once again, if you want to participate in Lasagna Love, I'll leave a link down below if you want to go check it out. 7 lasagnas was a record for me. I have never made that many at one time. And based on the size of my mixing bowls, I don't think I could have done any more than about 8. I may have been able to squeeze out 1 more. And it's a great way to help in your community this holiday season. So thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.